In this video, we'll cover pastel illustration, how to apply the media. Particularly, we'll be working with chalk pastel. To prepare any work of art that we're doing a drawing from, we want to prepare a sketch. So we'll just quickly go through the sketch here. My subject matter is going to be an elephant, so I'm just working through the sketch. I'm getting the most important information down, along with anything that's going to help guide me throughout the rest of the drawing. Looking for accuracy here and clean line work at the end. Now let's talk about applying the pastel. What we want to do is we're going to build a solid base of color so we can add our textures and details on top. So I have my pastels, I have black and white charcoal pencil, charcoal sticks, and blending tools. Also, you may want to put down an extra piece of paper to protect your hand. Since my elephant has a soft kind of neutral gray, I'm going to lay down brown first with a coat of white over it. It's going to look a little rough at first by mixing the two materials together, and that's noteworthy when you're using a piece of drawing paper. It's going to look a little rough. I'll use my finger to soften the texture in together, but as you build layers, the roughness will start to subside. Got a little bit more brown. So depending on your subject, you want to look at what the most important base color would be, and always err on the side of maybe a little lighter than darker. I'm looking at areas of deeper shadow on my elephant's head, and adding blue to brown creates more of a steel gray tone, and that also helps to define features. And secondarily, I'll be laying down additional colors of warmth with my oranges here. So you may be working off of a direct photo or off of your own inspiration, off the top of your head. So working cools against warms will have some really nice possibilities. We're going to talk about working with details now. So I'm going to use black charcoal pencil to start to define my edges of my textures, and also shade with it to create enhanced tonal areas or shaded areas. So again, I'm using a black charcoal pencil. Anywhere that's very dark, I can tend to fill in, but because the skin of an elephant has a lot of wrinkles, I'll be doing a lot of line work here. Since the wrinkles tend to fade away, I start with where they're the strongest and I soften them as I go up. Always do the most important details first, and you could always come back and add more. You'll see throughout this drawing, I'll be constantly adding more information. In a drawing, line work offers more control and more detailed areas can emerge. If you over outline, it can look a little more abstract and comic style, while if you blend and soften more, it will look more realistic. Here we're going to go through the line work portion a little bit faster, and you'll see the details of my subject start to really come through at this point. Details do help translate the personality of the subject more, and also help enhance how colors blend together. We're now going to use my finger to soften tones to create more gradation in areas of subtle dark to light transitions. In blending here, I'll lose some of my tightly defined lines, and I will more than likely need to come back and add those again, or enhance those. But this is where I'll bring more volume and three-dimensionality into my subject by bringing those blends in. Now I'm switching to white chalk pencil. The white chalk pencil is going to help me with areas of brighter highlights pretty soon. But I'm, again, still defining some areas of black charcoal as well for any additional details that I feel like I need to bring in. And you can jump between the two using white chalk pencil for highlights and black charcoal pencil for tightly enhanced details in dark areas. Again, pulling in the white allows lighter tones of color, lighter versions of colors to stand out, and bringing in the black will create darker versions of colors as well. This is part of the process that is very important to getting the proper type of lighting and details you want on any subject matter. As we move into the next section, it's going to be about the finalization. So we'll be adding the space around the subject, background, it can be called negative space. Here I'm going to be putting an abstract landscape. So again, I'll be bringing my base colors in to start, just like I did with the elephant, and adding my secondary layers. And when I blend, I'll be getting softer results because I want it to look more out of focus. Also, to tie areas in together, I want to bring in some blue into my darker areas to cool them off. So understanding how colors work is very important. I'm bringing those in. Defining edges a little bit more with my pencil to touch up areas is always something you need to do. And I'm going to bring in a warm color to bring in into some of my lighter toned areas for a little bit more brightness and warmth to the drawing. Good luck, everyone.